Good morning, Year 10 Media Studies class. Hope you are all well and keeping well under this lockdown, making sure that you are sticking to all the rules that we have to do, washing your hands, looking after yourselves, not touching any of your face, wearing masks when you go out, all that kind of stuff, socially distancing when you're with your friends, blah, 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 blah. We know the rules by now. Da, 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 da. Okay, so today, we're going to be looking at the cultural context of Katy Perry's Roar. First of all, I would like you to watch the YouTube clip that I've got on the screen right now. Okay, there's a link on the first slide of the PowerPoint to do it. I want you to watch it. It's a song from the 1970s, and your question just to get you thinking about this. We're thinking about Katy Perry's Roar video. Why am I playing this song? Why am I watching this video? Why am I playing this song? Okay, watch the video, come up with an answer, write it down, and then we'll move on. You can pause the video while you're doing that. This video while you're doing that. Okay, so the very basic reason why we're playing this song is because the opening line of the song is "I am woman, hear me roar." Okay, and so there's a link between the lyric "I am woman, hear me roar" at the start of the Helen Reddy song and the Katy Perry song, but also there is a thematic link. They are all about the strength of women, female empowerment, and allowing women, and in particular girls, to feel like they are strong, to feel that they are able to speak out, and that they have a voice. Okay, so we're going to move on. Your title today is Roar. How can we link it to cultural context? How can we link it to cultural context? Okay, and the first, the learning objective is to consolidate our note-taking on the Roar music video by looking at cultural context, audience, and a sample exam question. Well, actually, the audience and sample exam question will come in our next lesson. In our next lesson, you're going to be expected to do an example question. Okay, I have got now here three lyrics, okay, from Roar. I am floating like a butterfly, stinging like a bee. That's from the second verse in Roar. Hear me roar. That's from the chorus of Roar, and I've got the eye of the tiger. And the first question is, do you recognize any of these lyrics? Well, you should. They're from the lyrics to Roar. You then need to think about, well, where have you heard them before? Where do these lyrics come up before? Okay, and why would Katy Perry include them in her song? Okay, so these are three different lyrics, and we've got three different questions that I would like you to think about. I would like you, if you have any answers, write them down. If you don't, have a look at, have a listen to what I'm going to say next. Pause this video, whilst you're writing your answers down to those. Okay, so we are today going to be looking at intertextuality. Now, intertextuality is a media term, and it's a media concept that we need to think about. And we actually looked at intertextuality when we were looking at Fortnite last term. And intertextuality is basically when one media text references another media text. Okay, so it happens quite a lot in popular media. A song might reference a film, a well-known film, or a TV show might reference a song, or you might get these kind of things. Now, you'll find intertextuality very often in shows like Family Guy. They will always reference other TV shows or other films. In TV shows like what's that TV show with all the geeks in it? Big Bang Theory, where they're referencing comic books, where they're referencing films, where they're talking about the other media texts. Okay, this happens in the Roar video, and actually in the lyrics of the Roar video. We've got 3 lyrics here. I've got the eye of the tiger, hear me roar, and I'm floating like a butterfly, stinging like a bee. And where this comes from, I will tell you here. I've got the eye of the tiger comes from the Survivor song. Survivor was the name of the band, and they came out with a song, Eye of the Tiger, which was referenced, which was from the film Rocky 3. So if you've seen any of the Rocky films, he's a boxer, and and it's all about his struggles, and always ends in a big kind of championship fight. And this film had a song attached to it within the film called Eye of the Tiger, and it goes, I got the eye of the tiger, ask your dad about that. It's one of those songs that kind of you see very much kind of training montages and stuff like that. It's got that boom, 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 boom. Very famous song from Rocky 3. Okay, so our question is, why would Katy Perry want to be using this? Okay, well, it's about boxing, it's about focus, it's about strength, it's about all of those things, and she wants to take that intertextuality and attach it to the work that she's doing. Okay, we've then got Hear Me Roar, which, as we know, is from a song by Helen Reddy. If you watch the video from earlier in the lesson, and the song is called I Am Woman. But there's also a reference to a film as well called Batman Returns. Okay, before the Christopher Nolan Batman films, a director called Tim Burton made a series of Batman films, and one of them, one of the main villains was Catwoman. Okay, and one of the lines that she uses is, "I am Catwoman, hear me roar." So there is that sense of female empowerment that's comes through here, and we've got this lyric, "I am woman, hear me roar," from Helen Reddy, from the video we looked at earlier in the lesson. So you've got that intertextuality that's coming in here. We've got a song, Roar, which is referencing another song which is referenced by a film. So we've got intertextuality, text referencing other texts. Okay, and then finally we've got I'm floating like a butterfly, stinging like a bee, which is a reference to the boxer Muhammad Ali, previously known as Cassius Clay, and one of his very famous lines when he was describing the way that he fights, he says, "I float like a butterfly, sting like a bee," and he was very well known for being obviously a very strong fighter, but also very articulate and very politically minded. Katy Perry is referencing Muhammad Ali in this. So we've got this level of intertextuality that comes from the song. The lyrics references other things that are going on in previous media texts. Okay, so that's a little bit of background here. There is another piece of cultural contextual information that we know about this song, and there's an image here that kind of might jog your memory. I'd like you to write down what other piece of information do we know about this song and why is it relevant. Pause the video now to make notes on all of this intertextuality and to make notes on the other piece of cultural context and what we know about this song, why it's relevant. Okay, so we know that Katy Perry was married to the actor and comedian Russell Brand. We know that this song came out after their marriage broke down, and so it gives us a little bit of background as to how how Katy Perry might have been feeling when writing this song, but also thinking about that idea of female empowerment, of her feeling like she's weak, and then this song is about her feeling strong. Okay, so you guys are going to do a little bit of research now. Okay, I would like you to find out about the following contextual information. I want you to write this information in your books so you have it for revision. Okay, so there's 5 questions I'd like you to find out, and an extension question that I'd like you to answer if you can. Question 1: which record label does Katy Perry belong to? Question 2: who directed the video Roar? Question 3: who was the production company responsible for the Roar video? Question 4: which company was in charge of distributing Roar by Katy Perry? And question 5: what first did the Roar video help Katy Perry to achieve? And there's a clue here, it was to do with the number of views. Okay, so I want you to pause the video now. I want you to do a little bit of research into finding that information out, and then play the video once you've found out and written down all of that information. This extension task at the bottom of the screen is for those of you who really want to push your knowledge and thinking further. Pause the video now. Okay, you should have now done your online research, and here are the answers. For those of you that weren't able to find all of the information, here are the answers. So the record company or the record label that Katy Perry belongs to is Columbia, which is owned by Capitol Records. Now there are smaller labels that are owned by Columbia and Capitol, but these are the kind of big companies that own the labels that Katy Perry belongs to. So it's very important that you know that Columbia and Capitol Records. The directors of the video Roar were Grady Hall and Mark Cudsey. Production company responsible for the Roar video was a company called Motion Theory. The company in charge of distributing Roar was Universal Music Group Distribution, or UMGD. And just so you know, they are in charge of distributing. They are in charge of getting the music video out there, getting it on the music channels, getting it on Vevo and on the YouTube, the right YouTube channels, making sure that the right chat show hosts are talking about it. You know, they're about the promotion and the distribution of the music video. And finally, Roar made Katy Perry the first artist in history to have 2 music videos with 1 billion views on YouTube. 1 billion views. And I'm imagining we're pushing that number up quite a lot as media studies students, because we view it and we use it very often in our text, okay, in our lessons. And the extension task: why is this information relevant and useful for you in understanding of the video? Well, you need to understand the business behind music, not just the music itself and the artist itself. You need to understand that there is a lot of business and a lot of people that go behind the scenes when creating and distributing a music video. So we've got a huge company like Capitol Records. We have directors like Grady Hall and Mark Cudsey. We have Motion Theory, which is another company which makes music videos. We've got Universal Music Group Distribution. And if you think Universal is a film company, but it's also a big media conglomerate. And so to have all of this information is what we call knowing about the industry that is behind the artist. Please don't think that Katy Perry is just a single artist working in her living room and recording stuff. She's got a huge industry behind her, and she's just the face of all the things that we see. Okay, I'd be surprised really if Katy Perry wrote this song alone. She probably had a team of writers behind her trying to get this product out there. So don't see Katy Perry as an artist. You should, as media studies students, you should see her as a product, and she and her work are have a big industry that are creating that product. Okay, so the question really is, why do we need to know about this? Well, in component 2, so in the paper 2 section B, music videos and online, we're learning about 3 different music videos. We're learning about Katy Perry, we're learning about Pharrell Williams, and we're going to be looking at his Freedom video, and TLC, and we're going to be looking at their Waterfalls video. And you're going to be answering 2 questions on at least 2 of these videos. And we need to know about industries. We need to know about how the media industry's process of production, distribution, and circulation affect the media forms and platforms. Okay? We need to basically know that, but we also need to know all of this plus the context. Okay? And that's why we're studying this. Okay? So, for the rest of this lesson, what I would like you guys to do is read through the notes on media language and representation to make sure that your notes on the video are complete. Okay, you have made lots of notes on annotations, and I want you to go through this information on these slides, and it's on the PowerPoint on Show My Homework, that gives you lots of the information on media language and on representation. Okay, I would like you to take all of this information and combine your 2 PowerPoints with your annotations on the screenshots, and I want you to email me your annotations. So all of those screenshots that you have been working on over the past 3 lessons, I want you to make sure that these notes that I've given you here, and they're on the PowerPoint on Show My Homework, I would like you to combine all of that, and then I want you to send it to me. Please don't submit it via Show My Homework. I would like you to email it to me, please. Email it to me so that and this isn't me marking your work. I'm not marking your annotations, but I just want to check in that your annotations are detailed and that you have been doing the work that I have been setting over the last few lessons on RAW. Okay, I hope everybody's well. I hope that you get some chance to have a break and you're not working too hard, and I hope we get to see each other really soon. I look forward for you to emailing me that work so I can see the work that you're doing. I'm sure you're all working really, really hard. Stay safe. All the best. Bye-bye.